Hello everyone and welcome back to Microsoft Flight Simulator. Today we have American Airlines Flight 86 with service to London from Chicago. We got 7 hours and 12 minutes in the air with 7 hours and 40 on the total block time. Our initial altitude is going to be 37,000 feet. We are taking 275 passengers over to London today. And I'm trying to get out of Chicago at 5:45 p.m. The local time right now should be 5:26 p.m. So we're approaching our departure time, and according to the American Airlines paperwork, we should be arriving in London at around 7:20 in the morning. We'll see whenever that happens. I want you guys to enjoy the flight. This is my longest flight yet. There is not much that we need to do here. We are just about done with boarding. We have the bags and we got the fuel and all that stuff loaded in. There's just a couple more things on the paperwork that I need to wrap up and we'll be good to go. So let's hop on the flight deck and finish setting up for our flight. Alright, so we are here in the cockpit of this 787-9. Like I said, we got a few more things to wrap up on the paperwork, and that's pretty much our performance figures, and that'll be pretty much that, guys. So let's go over here, initialize our flight, and we are going to call for the weather, and we are going to take note of some things on this weather report. So we got winds out of O'Hare at 064 at 8, visibility 10, that's good, sky condition clear. Temperature is 12, and we need our altimeter, local altimeter of 30.13. So we can close that page there. Let's set 3013. And I'm going to press B and set it on the standby as well. And now we can insert these numbers. So our thrust rating, we're going to go optimum. We're also going to go optimum on the flaps. No need for anti-ice on the way out. We're going to copy FMC data. Let's bring that down one notch and reset it. No, I guess altimeter is 3014 now. It has the fuel weight and all that stuff, the takeoff weight in there. Outside air temperature of 12. And we have winds 64 at 8. Road conditions are dry. And it has our runway in there. We can calculate, and it's going to give us some numbers here. We got a V2 speed of 164. Our rotate speed is 157, and our V1 is 152. We are going to be takeoff 2, so we're going to select climb 2 as well, and the selected temperature is 49 Celsius. So we're going to send that information over to the FMC here, or the CDU, whatever. And we're going to accept that takeoff data. We're going to insert our center of gravity of 25. We have a trim of 5.75, so let's get that set. There we go, 5.75 on the trim. And our takeoff reference is good. And we have FMC pre-flight complete. Now we're going to go in our legs page here for a second. And I'm going to check on the flight attendants here momentarily. And we're just going to go to plan. And we're just going to step through. Clear on that message. Clear. Yep. I cleared all the discontinuities that were in here. There's our step climb. I saw that right there. Um, I saw that. So at Alpha Tango Echo November Echo, we have a flight level of 390 that we're going to be increasing to from flight level 370. And then at the Porty waypoint, we are also going to be increasing up to 410 as well. And I think that is the only step climbs that we have in here until we reach London. Yep. So all of that stuff is good to go. I am going to get word from the flight attendants to see if they are ready, and we'll be good to go, guys. We also can start the APU before I forget about that. And now we have the APU running.
Welcome aboard American Airlines. Please place your carry-on items in an overhead compartment or under the seat in front of you. Small, lightweight items may be placed in the seat pocket. If you need assistance, please let us know.
Alright, so we are good here for pushback. We're going to arm the auto throttle there. We're going to insert that V-speed of 164. Now, this is a restart because I did stall on the way out, trying to vector myself over to our flight plan. So I switched everything to go direct. So that way we're going to hit autopilot immediately after climb out, and we'll be good to go there. We have our SID of 5,000 and runway heading of 093 set. We can now go LNAV and VNAV. Flight directors are on, auto throttle armed, nav light, logo light on. Let's get some light here. We're going to need it on the way out. We can now hydraulicize everything. Window heat on, all that stuff is on. We can now go auto on the anti-ice. All fuel pumps on. We got fuel in the center. We may run out of center fuel along the way, and we may get a warning there on the display there, but we just simply got to turn the pumps off and we'll be okay. And we are good to go. So the only thing I need to do here is get us pushed back to where I need us, and I'll complete the engine start sequence from there, guys. So I'll see you guys after pushback. Alright, good people. So we have been completely pushed back here, and we are ready for engine start. Let's get our before startup checklist here. So we have the APU running, APU generators are running, engine EEC modes are on, and the only thing I need to do is do our start procedures, and we'll be able to get both of these engines started. And then we're gonna go APU off and APU gens off. So at this point, I am going to complete the engine start sequence.
Welcome to your American Airlines flight.
On its way to one of more than 350 destinations.
In countries across the globe.
Made possible by our more than 130,000 dedicated team members.
Who all do it for one reason. You! That's why your safety is so important to us. So let's go over some in-flight instructions so that we can get you safely on your way. To buckle your seatbelt, insert the metal end into the buckle and pull the strap to tighten. To open, lift the top of the buckle. If you're seated in the premium cabin and your seat is also equipped with a shoulder belt, fasten the belt by attaching it to the buckle until you hear a click. If you're seated in the premium cabin and your seat is equipped with a push button, insert the metal end into the buckle and pull the strap to tighten. Prohibits smoking, including e-cigarettes, at any time. Tampering with, disabling, or destroying smoke detectors in the lavatories may result in a fine. U.S. law requires all to comply with lighted and posted signs and crew member instructions. Now let's review the safety card in your seat pocket, which explains the safety features of this airplane, including the location and operation of exits and flotation devices. This aircraft is designed with escape path lighting on or near the floor. In the unlikely event of an evacuation, leave all carry-ons behind and follow the lights quickly and safely to the nearest exit. A sign will indicate you have reached your exit. All exits on this airplane are clearly marked. Take a moment to locate the nearest one. Keep in mind, it may be behind you. All door exits have evacuation slides to use in the unlikely event of an emergency. In a water evacuation, slides may be used as life rafts. You'll find the exact location on your safety card. When directed to exit, jump onto the slide and move away from the airplane. If the cabin loses pressure, oxygen masks will drop automatically. While remaining seated with your seatbelt fastened, pull down on the mask or the red streamer to start the flow of oxygen. Place the mask over your nose and mouth and put the elastic band over your head. Then pull the
Alright, so we got 2 good engine starts there. We have the APU now off and the APU gens off. With taxi light can now come on. And we just got to perform our flight control test and we'll be good to go. Let's get the HUDs down. And let's do the flight control test. So we got forward, neutral, back, neutral, full left, neutral, full right, neutral, left rudder, and right rudder. Flight controls are free and normal. And we are now ready to taxi all the way to 09 right. So I'm going to release the parking brake. I'm going to get a little power in there. I always underestimate how much power these wide bodies need and the turns. Need way more power than trying to turn a 737 or an A320. Yep, everything looks good. We are coming up on our departure time here of 5:45. Yep, we are going to be a little late on our departure time, but we're moving. But yeah, we're just going to go all the way to 09 right. Alright, so we are holding just short of 9 right here. As we're turning on the runway, we're going to get all of our lights on. Strobe can now come on, wing can come on, and that is pretty much it upstairs. So we are at our pre-takeoff. Takeoff flaps are set. speed check. Speed brakes have been retracted. Instruments are checked. Landing lights on. Strobe lights on. Parking brake as required for right now. And we are now ready to get entered on the runway here. And as soon as we turn on, we're going to get flight recorder activated. Let's get a little power there. And I have a bug where it immediately wants to stall me if I try to like vector myself over, which is why I set us to direct. So the moment we get liftoff and I feel comfortable enough, we're going to engage the autopilot. I would really like to manually fly us out, but if it's not going to let us, I'm not going to risk a almost 8-hour trip for that. Yep, just get center here. There we go. I'm going to set the parking brake. And let's get flight recorder activated and we'll be good to climb out. Alright, so we got flight recorder going. We're going to start our clock. And for this page we are going to go legs and what's the other one? Progress. That's the one I want to keep there. I forget what it is. Oh. Let's also do the checklist stuff so we're not getting bogged by that. Pre-flight, good. Before start, check. For taxi. Okay, now we're good on the checklist stuff. Let's release the parking brake. I had the engine spooling that entire time. I did not know. Release the parking brake. We're gonna reset the clock. And let's spool her up. A little bit more power there. And Togo. I'm gonna go quiet here, guys. Rotate. Good climb, gear up. Autopilot on. And let the autopilot find itself. approaching our flat 1 speed. You can go flaps up. Not yet. And flaps up. And we're going to be climbing up to our SID altitude of 5,000 feet. And I think we're looking pretty good here, guys. Alright guys, we are now good to increase to 230. And we're just going to continue climbing. Alright guys, as we are coming up through 10,000 here, we can go all lights off, taxi light off, runway turn off lights, wing light is off, and you can ding the back and get the seatbelt signs off. And the flight attendants should be good to go here shortly.
And we do thank you for your attention. Once we have reached a safe and comfortable cruising altitude, your flight attendants will pick you up the cabin to offer you beverages of your choice, followed by our international flagship meal service. During the course of our flight, snacks and beverages will be available. If at any given point you wish to sleep undisturbed, we do ask that you kindly display all fastened seatbelts on the outside of all garments or blankets, so as your crew does do frequent safety checks. Failure to see your seatbelt will result in having to awaken you for compliance. We thank you in advance for your cooperation.
Alright guys, as we are going through 18,000 feet there, we're going to go standard on the pressure. And we're still looking good on the climb out. Alright guys, as we are approaching flight level 230, we're going to go up to 310. Alright guys, so we are going to be leveling off at 310 pretty soon. In the next 35 nautical miles, we're going to need to be at about 350, and then 370 for our final initial cruising altitude. So we're going to go up to 360. Actually, I'm going to increase us up to our final cruising altitude of 370. Alright guys, we have finally leveled off at our initial cruise altitude of 370. We are going to be here for a little bit well over 200 nautical miles until it's time for our first step climb. But for the most part, we are looking good here, and we should be here for the next 7 hours and some change in our cruise. So I'll see you guys when it's time to insert our destination data, and enjoy the flight. Alright everybody, so we are here at flight level 400. We are approaching hour 6. Well, we are now at hour 6 into our flight. We had a airtime of 7 hours and 20 minutes with a total block time of 7 hours and 40 minutes, so we're almost done here. The only thing we need to do now is get our approach information set or if it's set already, we're just going to make sure the information is correct. So already insert our landing speeds. When I did the calculation, when we get to EGLL, we're probably going to have to do it again here, just so we can know what we're going to be doing. We have 10.2 on the fuel there, so the plane is thinking that it's going to be at 10.2 fuel by the time we land into London. And our current gross rate is 376 or 378. So I'm going to go 378, hold on, 20.4 minus 10.2, which gives us 10.2, and we can subtract that from the gross weight. So we'll be 368 approximately on our landing weight there. So we can plug that in. And we are going to be flaps 30 on our landing. That's good there. Thrust limitation or whatnot, we don't have to worry about that. We're gonna go radio navigation, and let's just compare. So the ILS frequency is correct, and the approach course is also correct, and that's good to go. Our minima is going to be 277. So we can insert 277 into borrow. Now I hate doing this. Here we go. So we got everything set up for the approach, and we'll be pretty much good to go. Alright guys, with us being at 33 nautical miles away from our actual TOD, we are now going to be starting our descent into London. We are going to be going initially down to 270. So at this point in time, we can go seatbelts on, and we can now start descending 270. We are going to get some vertical speed in here. We are 555 across the ground. So I'm going to get about 2,700 feet per minute. And we'll be good to go. And we are now descending.
To prepare for landing, please close your tray table and put away carry-on items. Place your seat in the original upright position. We will now collect any items you wish to discard. Please put away larger electronic devices, including laptop computers.
Flight attendants, please prepare for landing.
For smaller handheld devices in your hand or seat pocket. Devices must remain in airplane mode until after we land. We will be landing soon.
Alright guys, as we are coming up on our next waypoint here, we are now going to descend further to flight level 200. We can also now go 14,000 feet. And I know now that we are in a different country now, we are going to go over to HPA for the altimeter. And at 6,000 feet, we are going to go the local altimeter, which I do not know. So let's see here. Looks like our local altimeter and EGLL is going to be 1004. So once we hit 6,000 feet, we're going to set 1004 and we'll be good to go. Alright, we're going to descend further to 11,000. Or actually, we're going to go 9,000 here. And we are going to use some more. We are going to use more vertical speed here. We are 446. So we can get 2,200 feet. 2,200 feet on the vertical speed there, and we're still looking good here. I'm trying not to screw everything up after almost. We're probably going to be peaking 8 hours here. Let's not fuck it up. We're good for 7,000. Use some speed brakes there. Unable to maintain VNAV descent speed. Extend speed restrict. Okay. We're good. We're good. We are looking good here. We are pretty much probably getting ready to make our turn here. Yeah, we're at 7,000. Let's see. Yes, we can go 3,000, and we are going to get that local altimeter set. Which is... We can just press B. What is it doing? There we go. We got the local altimeter set. We are coming up on some flap speeds here. We are at flaps up point. So we are not going to use any flaps still right now. I am going to turn on, let's see. I am going to turn on, localizer. I need more light in here. Turn on localizer mode so we can see where we are, and then once we get established on the localizer, which sits at about 2,500 feet, we're going to arm approach and we'll be good to go. We can get some flaps out. So we're going to go flaps 1. Let's try to get slowed up here. Flaps 5. Well, 10. I'm using my flap limit over here. We are at 180 knots, so we can go all the way down to flaps 20. So yeah, we're going to maintain 3,000 until established here on the localizer, and then we're going to go approach mode. Once we are about 6 to 8 nautical miles away from the runway, we are going to go gear down, and we're going to put her down. We can go lights on. I forgot to do that. Still looking good. I am now going to go approach mode. We do have the glide slope captured. We are on localizer. And the Boeing should start bringing us down here. We can go gear down now. And we can get our final setting of flaps in there. Yeah, it's coming down.
Landing gear. 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 Landing gear.
I'm probably gonna have to descend us. Hold on. Yeah, we're a little bit too high there. We're gonna come down to where the glide slope is currently, and it looks like it's I'm not sure what that was. Alright guys, I'm gonna disable the I'm gonna disengage the autopilot there, and then I'm just gonna bring us in manually here. I don't know. I'm not sure what that was. We're gonna have to kind of dive at this here. We're still too high there. 1,000. Continue.
Minimums. $50, $40, $30, $20.
Gonna nose down. Gonna get some reverses there. And we can stow the reversers. Whew! We're down here. And we're gonna take our the next available taxiway here.
$50, $40, $30, $20, $10.
At this point, we can start the APU. And we can get the spoilers retracted. Spoilers should have been armed. I didn't do that, but it worked out either way. Alright guys, we can go ahead and now start bringing in our flaps there.
For your comfort and safety, please remain seated and keep your seatbelt fastened until the captain turns off the seatbelt sign. Please leave all carry-on items stowed and keep the aisles clear until the seatbelt sign has been turned off. Before leaving, please be sure you have all your belongings. Be careful when opening the overhead bins, because baggage may have moved and could fall out. American Airlines and our One World Alliance partners thank you for flying with us today.
Alright guys, we are here at the gate. We're going to set the parking brake. And we can go beacon off, nav light off, no logo light, all the lights off. We are on the APU gen there. We can go taxi light off. Strobe can come off. And we're going to request a jetway. And as the jetway is getting connected here, we are going to also get a ground power unit here. And since we do have the APU running here while all this stuff is happening here, we can get shut down here. Alright, so now that that is there, we can now go on the external power and we can shut the APU off. Everybody's getting off there. We can now go hydraulic pumps off. Antis or whatnot that could go off. And there we go. Packs can come off as well. And the fuel pumps can come off. Alright, everybody. We have successfully completed our first long haul flight. I hope to do many more in the near future, and I really enjoyed this. So I hope to see you guys on the next one, and take care.